Hi everyone. So welcome to, I almost forgot my intro. Welcome to Alana LC, which is a place to be to manifest the business and life of your dreams. And today we are talking about what do we want to name this video? This video, I think I'm gonna name it Why I Like Feminism. I think I'm gonna name it that. Yeah. And I'm naming it that because I do. And I think it's important to speak up now, especially since, again, as I mentioned in a previous video, a lot of places online just seem to be very anti-woman or putting, you know, just say I was saying putting women down, but just saying some questionable things about women. And so I just thought doing a video like this um would be very helpful, very important, or at the very least, as I usually say, add to the conversation. I don't claim to know everything. These are the views that I have right now. I'm not saying that they'll never change. However, I don't think this one will change, guys. Um, okay, so why I like feminism? Well, and I do think that this has to do with obviously living your best life and all that, of course, particularly for women, but also for men. I think once one group is doing well in the world, we all do well. As they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So yeah, so I am just going to look up feminism here. Da, 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 da. Looking at feminism just to give a good definition, proper definition. And I am looking it up here. Okay, good. And so what is feminism? So being a feminist is basically being an advocate of feminism. So what is feminism? Feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. And so equality, I do not see how that can ever be a bad thing. And but yet there's so many people online that I find are spewing a lot of vitriol about feminism. And a lot of people would say, well, I find feminists spew a lot of vitriol. People in general spew a lot of vitriol about a variety of different things, okay? But feminism in and of itself, ignoring how particular people think it should be done. The fact is, it's equal rights, and that deserves respect. Okay. RESPECT. I don't know where that came from. I haven't sang that such a long time. Well, I know where it came from. I just know that hasn't popped in my head in such a long time. But nor was that for my era or generation. But anyway, um, so I just think it's important to do a video like this. I think it's important to highlight the fact that, you know, it isn't something to be ashamed of. Equal rights isn't something to be ashamed of advocating for. Um, and like you don't think you would need to say these things, but if there's a way that if you don't like the way that people do something, that's fine. But don't like throw out equal rights because you don't like, you know what I mean? Um, so I like feminism. I like equal rights. Whether or not people think that it's still important in this day and age, I think it's still important because apparently there are a lot of people that think it isn't. And for that reason, it's important that it exists, that it's still talked about. You know, there are too many places in the world where it's still a-okay to do certain basic things they really shouldn't be doing to human beings. Um, human beings in general. What else do I want to say about this? There's a lot of culture in culture that's still and cultural rhetoric, even in the West, that still blames women for things that they're not responsible for, like blames women for the actions of men. From a sexual perspective, there's a lot of talk about rape culture still and about, domestic violence numbers and, are still disproportionate, towards women, even though we both have the same capacity, as men and women to do harm. Um, Although some might disagree with that, which is another reason for feminism. You know what I mean? So for some reason, the domestic violence rates are higher, and a lot of it does have to do with how culture still, views women as just weak and you know um subservient and um basically second class citizens and all of the things that still occur um because of those things. But excuse me, it's okay. I'm saying it's okay to have your own beliefs, to obviously religious freedom, right? Religious freedom exists. Christians are going to have certain, especially traditional Christians, uh rather than deconstructed Christians, but are going to have certain beliefs about, the role of man and woman in a marriage and that kind of thing. But that's the thing, like, it's in a marriage, um, and when you're interacting with other people that also have the ability to demonstrate the religious freedom, like not everybody is like that. And so when you're dealing with people on a day-to-day basis, there are going to be different rules of engagement, I guess you could call it. And so, it's important to recognize that as well. A lot of people don't really recognize that. And because they think that it's okay to disrespect other people, if they don't share the same beliefs, disrespect, and in unhelpful ways. Yes, you're allowed to have whatever belief system you have, but you know, just as you wouldn't want yours imposed or somebody else's imposed on you, obviously then don't impose it on other people. That's just what this is common sense to me. Different people have different views on what common sense is, but there's this whole issue of what is right and what is wrong, but at the same time, I think most people would agree with me on that, on what I'm saying. So yeah. So anyway, that's why I like feminism. I usually prefer to like call it like women's empowerment, because I don't like specific labels. Um, but I do think that speaking up for this is important in its own way. Um, Once again, I don't think I'm the end all be all on everything. I'm just here to add to the conversation. And I don't think that I'm not saying that I think that I'm always right. And I might change my mind in the future. I don't think I'm gonna change my mind on this one. So yeah, so what do you guys think about feminism? Voice off in the comments below, comment in the comments below, like the video, feel free to subscribe, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. See you later.